are from Group 3. On this occasion, we will explain the step on how to create a web server to create an e-commerce website that we will create. Before we explain the steps for making the web server, allow me to introduce the members of Group 3 and their tasks. The first is...
Hello everyone, my name is Prakoso, in charge of working on web servers and making website designs.
The second is...
Hello, my name is Najwa, Azka, in charge of creating web servers and making PowerPoint.
The third is...
Hello, my name is Raihanul Rahim, in charge of making proposal and PowerPoint.
The fourth is...
Hello, my name is Salwah Azzahra, in charge of making PowerPoint and proposals.
The fifth is...
Hello everyone, my name is Ardian Syahrudin, in charge of videographer and proposals.
And the last one, myself. My name is Niva and Anggraeni. I'm making proposals and editing videos. Okay, before we start explaining the steps for making a web server, it will be nice for us to pray first, so that is given smoothness and given confidence. Let's pray according to its religion and will. The play begin.
Hey, let's go. Hey. Let's go. Techno Center Store.
Success!
First of all, we have to connect our laptop or PC to the TKJ corner network at school. But because I'm outside the school, so to be able to connect to the TKJ corner network, I have to use a VPN by entering the TKJ corner IP address into the VPN. If so, then we type into search Chrome. There we enter the server IP, namely 172.16.0.201. For the display to enter the server, it will be like that. There we enter the username and password to be able to log in to the server. If it has been entered, we just click login. If you have successfully logged in, it will look like that. Here we just do the installation of the web server. First we click virtual machines in the upper left. Here we will do the Linux Ubuntu installation first. In Linux Ubuntu we will install Apache, MariaDB, PHP and phpMyAdmin. When it is clicked, then we go to create or register VM, then we click it. Then we create a new virtual machine, then we next. Then in this section we enter a name for our virtual machine, then we select the US OS family, namely Linux, then we select the US OS version, namely Ubuntu Linux 64-bit. If so, then we click next. Then in this section we enter the amount of memory that we have specified for the virtual machine that we created. Here we use 2 GB and 20 GB of memory. If so, then we enter the ISO file database. There we can select an ISO file that is already available and can be used. This time we use the ISO file from Linux Ubuntu. If the provision of memory and the selection of the ISO file has been done, then we click next. Then on the next page we click finish. The next step is to open the virtual machine that we created earlier. Here the one that was just created is called Group 3 XI-TKJ. If it has been opened, then active our virtual machine by changing what was originally power off to power on. When we have power on right, then we click on the small layer view on the left. If click, it will appear like the picture below. In this section, we are instructed to choose one language to use on our virtual machines. Here we choose English to use. In that section, we only need to select continue and without updating. And for the next section, we only need to select down. Then we will be shown that section. In that section, we must fill in everything to be able to log into Linux Ubuntu which is already installed. When everything has been filled in, then we select down to continue the Ubuntu Linux installation process. In this section, we select done only. In this section, we are given a display of option to install the OpenSSH server. In this section, we choose to install the OpenSSH server so that when we enter the Linux Ubuntu later, we don't have to install the OpenSSH server again. The function of this OpenSSH server is to access the machine remotely. If we have selected it, then we immediately select down again to continue the installation process. In that section, we don't need to change it, so we just choose down to continue. If we have chosen down, then we will be directed to the section or display when processing the Ubuntu Linux installation. It also looks like in the picture. In this section, we can choose whether we want to cancel the update and reboot or we just to continue. In this section, we just choose cancel update and reboot. Choose cancel update and reboot so that during the installation process it doesn't take quite a lot of time. So that later we will only update in Linux Ubuntu. If you have chosen cancel update and reboot, then we just have to wait for the process of continuing the Ubuntu Linux installation until the Ubuntu Linux installation is complete and you are able to log in.
When the Ubuntu Linux installation is complete, then we just log in to the Ubuntu Linux that we installed earlier. When logging in, we enter the username and password that we created earlier. Next, we have successfully logged in. We just go to the root page by entering sudo I and entering the password we used to log in info Linux Ubuntu earlier. When we have successfully entered root, the display that was previously the symbol finally took the form of a dollar, becomes a fan symbol, and behind which was previously named group 3. Thanks to the root, later in this root we will do various installation. When we have entered root, we will update our Ubuntu Linux package index by typing update. When we have updated our Ubuntu Linux package index, then we will upgrade or update the package installed on our Ubuntu Linux by typing upgrade. In this section, we will make changes to our Ubuntu Linux IP, the IP that we previously DHCP IP or IP automatically. We will change to a static IP or fixed IP. Our first step will be to install nettool to check our Ubuntu IP by apt install nettools. If it has been successfully installed, then we try typing if config to check our IP. If so, it will look the image, the picture above shows our IP, namely 172.160.3 206, but the IP is still DHCP or automatically. Next, we will start changing the DHCP IP to static IP by typing nano etc netplan 00 installer config yum. If so, then we just enter. If it entered, then we go to the file page. In that will we set the DHCP to no. Then we address gateway for and name server according to the order and condition in the image. For static IP, we use IP 172.160.120. Then we save that the file that we change by pressing Ctrl. If so, let's just apply the IP that we saved earlier by typing netplan apply. Then we try to check the IP that we have earlier by typing ifconfig that we enter. If the IP change is successful, then the IP display that previously 172.160.206 change to 172.160.120.
Apache installation. The next step is that we start the Apache installation. On this web server, Apache functions a connection between the server and the browser belonging to website visitors, while sending the fast back and forth between the client and the server. How to install it by typing up install Apache 2. After the Apache installation is complete, next we will check all Apache status by typing systemctl status Apache 2. Then we will enter if Apache is active. The Anggraeni active running reading on the display. If you want to see concrete evidence whether Apache is really active, we only need to enter our static IP with it on 7.2.6.0.20. In Chrome, search if the page display on our static IP appears like the picture above, then our Apache is really active and can be accessed. With that, the Apache installation step is complete.
If the Apache installation is complete, then we start the MariaDB installation. On this MariaDB web server, it functions as data warehousing or data warehouse, namely collecting data from various search. The installation method is quick easy by typing apt install MariaDB strip server MariaDB strip file. If MariaDB installation is complete, next we will check the status of our MariaDB by typing systemctl status mariadb.service. Then we enter. If our MariaDB is active, there will be a green active or running reading on the display. Next, we will enable our installed MariaDB by typing systemctl is enable mariadb.service. Next, we will start installing mysql_secure. The function of installing mysql_secure is to increase the security of database that are honored in MariaDB. The installation method is quick easy by typing mysql_secure_installation, then we enter. When it's entered, the installation process begins. When in the installation process, there is an Y or N selection command. You can follow the interaction shown in the image. If it has been followed, we just enter it again. Then we wait again until the MySQL _secure installation has actually been completed.
In this section, we will try to install PHP via PuTTY. The way to enter PuTTY is also quite easy. The first we have to do is open PuTTY first. If it is open, then we enter our static IP, namely 172.16.0.120 in the hostname in the PuTTY. When it has been entered, we immediately click open on the PuTTY. If you have entered PuTTY, we will immediately log in by entering the username and password that we create on Ubuntu Linux before. If you have successfully logged in, we enter the root page on PuTTY by typing sudo -i. Then we enter the password we use. If you have entered root, we can immediately install PHP. On this web server, PHP functions to create or develop static website and dynamic website. So PHP has important role in the development of the website that we will make later. How to install it? We only need to enter the command shown in the image. If the PHP installation is complete, then we will restart the Apache service by typing the command systemctl restart apache 2. Then we enter.
When we have restarted the Apache service, the next step is that we will start installing phpMyAdmin. On this web server, phpMyAdmin functions specifically to handle or manage the database management of some of the websites that we create. How to install it is quite easy, namely by typing the command app install phpMyAdmin, then we enter. After that, we wait until there are several screens that will appear later. Then, when a display like the image appears, on that display we must enter the password that we want to use to log in to the phpMyAdmin. If it has been entered, then we select OK. Then enter to continue to the password confirmation display, where we enter the password again that we previously entered in the previous display to confirm the password. If so, we select OK, then we enter to continue to phpMyAdmin installation process. If the phpMyAdmin installation is complete, then we open Chrome. In the Chrome search, we type 172.160.120/phpMyAdmin/. Then we enter. If the phpMyAdmin page appears as shown in the image, then we can access and use phpMyAdmin.
When the phpMyAdmin installation process is complete, the next step is that we will add users and databases. For now, what we add is the user first by typing the command mysql -u root -p, then we click enter. Then we enter our password. If we are already logged in, then we type the command to create a user. The command is in the image. When the new user creation has been done, then we will create a new database by typing the command mysql -u root -p again. Then we click enter and then we enter our password. If you are already logged in, then we type the command specifically for creating a database. The command is in the image. When the new database has been created, then we will check whether the database is ready or not by entering mysql -u root -p again. Then we click enter and we enter some databases. The display for the database list itself is shown in the image. In this section, we will create a root user. which later this root user can see all registered databases. The way to check the database is through php-myadmin. The way to create a user is that we enter the command mysql min-u root min-p again. Then we click enter and we enter our password. If so, we will enter commands to create a root user. The command is already listed in the image. Type in the root user we created, then we will try to log into this root user in php-myadmin by typing in the Chrome search, namely 172.16.0.120 php-myadmin. Then we enter. After that, we enter the root username and password that we made just now. If it is successful, then the appearance of php-myadmin on the root user will be like the image below. At this stage, we will install WordPress. Later, we will use WordPress for making and designing the website that we will create. How to install it is quite easy. We can type the command sound in the image. If so, we'll just wait until the WordPress installation is complete. When we have finished installing WordPress, the next step is that we will do a few comments or a few more steps. We do these comments so that when we want to access the WordPress that we installed earlier, or when we want to create a website on WordPress so that we don't experience problems or experience errors in WordPress. Here I will show some comments that must be done after installing WordPress. If we have done all the steps or comments above, then we will try to access or enter WordPress by entering our static IP, namely 172.16.0.120 in Chrome search. If we have successfully accessed or logged into WordPress, then the display on our IP which originally displayed Apache will change to the initial WordPress display to start login. The initial display when accessing WordPress is in the image. To continue to WordPress, we can first choose the language you want to use in the WordPress. Then, in this section, we are required to fill in the database name, username, and password. To find out the database name, username, and password that we have created, we only need to log in to our Linux Ubuntu again. If we have entered our Ubuntu Linux again, then we type the command mysql min-u root min-p, then we enter our password. Then press enter. Then we type the command in the picture. If so, then press enter. Then a user and password will appear that we can enter into WordPress earlier. Then we enter again to the WordPress page. Then we enter the database name, username, and password that we already know on Linux Ubuntu. In this section, we enter our site title, username, password, and our email. If we have filled everything, we just click install WordPress. When a display like that appears, we just click login. In this section, we enter the username and password that we registered earlier to start login into WordPress. If it has been entered, just click login. If we have successfully logged in, then we have successfully entered the WordPress dashboard page. That way we can already make the website we want to make. And in this way, we can successfully create a web server and install WordPress.
This is an explanation regarding the steps for creating a web server that we can confirm at this overview. I, as the representative of Group C, apologize profusely if any of our words or actions are not pleasing to all users. With this, we close the explanation regarding the steps for installing this web server. Before ending the activity at this time, it would be nice for us to pray according to our respective religions and beliefs. Let's start Rahim. We in group 3, thank you for your attention. We say goodbye.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.